Hey everyone, here's a story time by King Size Customs. Now, I'm not showing my face because it's like 93 degrees outside, and I had gone for a bike ride to go check my mail. The other thing I want to say before we get this cooking is these roads are just printed on paper. Next time I'll try cardstock, but I like how they came out so far. I mean, you can see the paper's curling and everything. You can tell where my separation is in my highway, but I think it adds a little bit more character than just showing you what's on my table. So I'll try to keep these around in a folder or something and maybe print out new ones on cardstock. But, story time. So this video is brought to you by a good friend of the channel, my channel, Supercar Garage USA. Him and I go back a little while. I always liked the stuff he was doing on his videos. I always got a lot of inspiration for things. I just never had the materials that he had, so. But he was getting rid of some stuff. He's thinning down his collection. He told me that he was done with eBay, and I saw that he was selling some Dodge trucks. I'm not too good with stop motion, so, but this is the truck in question. He asked which one I wanted. There was a white one, a blue one with white stripes, or I think a blue one with white stripes, and then there was a black one, and then there was this one. So I'm like, I'd like the white one if you don't mind. And he's like, yeah, I'll send it to you. Just give me your address. And he had sent me a model car. He had sent me like a big purple Cadillac, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. On some gold rims. So he sends me a package, and he hadn't heard from me in a little while. He shoots me an email. He's like, hey, did you ever get that package I sent you? And I'm like, no, I thought my post office was just being funny. So he sends me back the tracking number, and he's like, here's the tracking number just in case, but maybe I'll check for you and see what happened. So he puts in the tracking number, I put in the tracking number, both on USPS.com. And he says, I think the box got stolen off your doorstep, because it said it was delivered the 17th. And I called Monday of this week, and they're like, oh, well, it says that it's been delivered. Let me talk to your mail carrier about what's going on. And they're like, give us your telephone number so we can call you back when we hear back from the mail carrier. And I'm like, okay. So I give them my telephone number. I hear nothing the rest of that day. I call back the next day, which was yesterday, and they're like, oh, you said your address was... And they're like, oh, well... about that. We delivered it to... I'm not going to give that person's address out, but... it was... So I'm like, oh, okay. Are you sure I gave you the right tracking number? And they're like, yeah. You gave us the right tracking number. It was, I can't tell you who it was who got it, but... So I'm like, okay. So, I live in a pretty small community, and the house number wasn't that much different. So I go walking, I mean, this is so nerdy. I Google Maps the address to get a street view of where this person's house is. So I go in and get a street view, and of course in the street view it shows no cars there, because it's daytime. And it's still daytime. I walk down and just, out of curiosity, see what happened. So I go, and I'm walking up their driveway, and I see a plastic toy lawnmower, and I'm like, oh boy, they have kids. I feel horrible. So I go up their patio, I go up their stairs, I knock on the door, I hear two loud dogs, and I'm like, what do I do? I'm gonna wait here for a few minutes. A young woman answers the door. She has the door open, and then the storm door closed. I'm like, hi, my name's Kevin Creed. You may have gotten a package addressed for me, and she's like, oh, yeah, about that. Come inside. So she opens the storm door, and lets me in, and there's these two big, I want to say like retriever looking dogs, and they're barking their head off till I get let inside. And if you guys don't know me, I used to have this thing about big dogs. I used to be really scared, mostly of barking, but now I kind of calmed down. So I walk in and I see a young child, like couldn't have been more than 4 years old, in a pack and play with a binky in its mouth, and I'm like, oh boy. And she's like, I'm a bad person. We opened your package, and I'm like, I would have done the same thing. I get something that's not addressed to me, but has, you know, I want to know what's inside that box. Why is this coming to me? So she's like, yeah, we opened the box, and I'm like, I know it's toy cars. And she's like, look, as she goes to go grab this box where she put them, she's like, look, you can have whatever ones, you can have what you want, what was yours. And I saw her pull out this Ram truck on top of the box, and she puts it on the table, and I'm nervous anyway, and I'm like, you know what, look, all I wanted was this Ram truck, really. The little guy, I think I said little guy, or I either said little guy or they, because I couldn't, it's a baby. I'm not going to get all up and try to see what this young child's gender is. I mean, it's being weird. So I go and I take the truck, and I'm like, this is all I really wanted. They can have the rest. I'm a collector. I have thousands of cars. If you guys ever want like more cars, just let me know. I've got cars that I can give away. They're like, she just was like, are you sure that's all you want? I'm like, yeah, that's all I want. So I go and I email Supercar Garage USA, and then he's like, you've got a big heart. There was also a Racing Champs truck in there. I think you guys have seen previously. Maybe I haven't shown it, but I have a Racing Champs truck like this too. I just wanted a Ertl truck to compare to my Racing Champs as well. So, but it was just, I felt like such a heel, and then I come home and I explained to my mom what the whole situation was, and she's like, and I'm like, I feel bad. I feel like I'm taking toys from a baby, and she's like, well, it's not that bad. You got what you wanted, and you have, thousands of cars. So that's that. But that's really that. Well, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story time. So have a good one.